Wow, welcome, welcome, America. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Waking Up. Oh, let's kill this. Yep, that needed killed. But welcome to the show. This is 10 o'clock talks. I am Michael Anthony. Good morning to everyone. We are in June. I think I said that yesterday. I'm going to try something here. Uh, I keep getting invited to live stream with Dave Glovin. Everybody knows Dave, right? Um, he's the leader of the pack, so to speak. And everything he wants me to do, it's telling me like you got to download this, you got to download that. I don't have time for all this. I'm trying to keep time with the public, the American people. Do my work, try to get on here, discuss things with everybody. Good morning, Dave. Don't know what to tell you, buddy. Don't know what to tell you. It's telling me I have to do all these download things and whatnot. I don't understand it quite, but maybe I was on a different processor at the time. Anyway, coming to you out of Pittsburgh right now. Rain, ugly, mucky skies over the last, spring's just not spring. Let's bring into some action here. Let's advocate against all this spraying up there. Give me 1 second. Good morning, Beth. I wish I knew how to do all this shit here. I don't know. Okay. Just a little adjustment, just a little adjustment. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Guess who I am? Guess who I am? I'm your worst nightmare. Sometimes I feel like that, though. So, what do we want to talk about? Want to talk about the Mars rover for a minute? Start off a little different. Yeah, I guess we could do that. Anyway, so evidently it's things up there taking pictures, right? And NASA sometimes slips. Sometimes they slip. And when they slip, they screw up. And then we get pictures of things that we're not supposed to get pictures of. And that's what we did. They're saying it could just be space debris. I don't know. Could it be a bird? Could it be a plane? Is it Superman? But it was something in those pictures. There was something in those pictures. Of course, is high definition something that they could give to the American people if they wanted to? Sure, yeah, but they haven't, I guess, polished up, and they probably won't polish up because there's too much questions in this particular picture. So something's up there flying around above our little rover machinery thing guy, robotic A1 technology thing that's up there checking out things, taking pictures, sending them back. Just thought I'd bring that up. So it's 10 o'clock here. Where are we? Eastern Standard Time? Is that what they call it? I guess. I don't know. Anyway, this is Waking Up. This is the Waking Up segment Monday through Thursday. Try to get on to you guys by 9:50 in the morning, so forth. So on, you know all the drill there for all the regs. If you're new coming in, thank you. Hello, Angie. I got your message. I will respond to you. It was quite lengthy, but very much appreciated, and you're always welcome to take any type of information, post it, share it, put it wherever you want. I know that was part of what you mentioned, and I like to directly answer anybody if I can, and I want you to know you're appreciated. Your thoughts are just like many of us here. You're definitely a warrior of the 10. You need a badge and a label for that. You really do, but many of us do. Many of everybody, and the importance for everybody out there. So anyway, I'm going to just do some verification here real quick, but welcome into the show. Hope you got your coffee. It's nice and hot. I mean, the only thing that's really lurking in the news is Fauci dead. Yeah, there could be a possibility. Let's hope, right? I mean, why not? We know what that's all about, and we know why we feel that way. All right, so let me get into this just for a quick second here. I'm not going anywhere. Dave, you got to stop, brother. You got to slow down. I know Dave's been wanting me to catch with him and do this, and wants me to interact, and I'm going to try to do that. Um, I didn't know, you get sent things. He tells me it's all in order, it's working. And then on my side, it becomes where I'm an obstacle. And I apologize to you, brother. But it is what it is. I'm trying to just, improvise with the world and keep things in good measures for everybody. So everybody is seeing what they can see, who wants to see what I do. And anyway, okay, yeah. So I'm definitely getting some reaction here. I'm going to turn this sideways. Maybe it'll give me more. Swipe to reveal comments. Broadcast has been this and that. If I go off this little handheld phone thing that I'm using right now, this gadget here, it doesn't let me do, I think, what people allow. If I swipe through, it's just emojis. April's got her coffee. Okay, so now I'm seeing some things here. We only got two people on Where's America? And maybe we're getting back to work. That's okay. It's always good to lose numbers if it's doing something good for America, right? We have to look at it that way. We really do. And I don't know if you can hear this, but this is how the delay works. I'm going to show you how this delay works. That's okay. It's always good to lose numbers if it's doing something good for America, right? We have to look at it that way. Okay, so you guys see how far this is actually behind my voice, okay? I just wanted to show you that and point it out to you. All right, so what I need to do so I don't get an echo is get rid of the volume. Otherwise, I can get an echo. What I don't get is why it's not allowing me to. If I wanted to share out to somebody and screen them, I don't understand why it doesn't do that for me. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it. What's important to me right now is just that we're all together here and we'll get through some things now. Let's do that. I hope everybody had a good night's rest. Beth, I'm going to start calling you Bubbles. Beth's behind the glass. She's a warrior of the 10. Man, without her, and many, April, so many of you guys really are trying to share and do everything. Um, Please, let me put it to you guys this way. Speak from the heart for a second here. I don't know. Maybe I got a feminine side. You can hear it in my voice, right? Yeah, I got this feminine side going on. No, but truthfully, this is about you guys and your voice. I really, share because it makes a difference for what your thoughts and what your beliefs are, and where you can head from all this, and where it puts you in a place, a good place. You know, and we're doing something together in a way as friends. Jimmy Church says it's really well. We come together as friends, just sitting on a couch. You can agree to disagree, kind of thing, and all that stuff. But it's really cool how he puts that together. If you don't know who Jimmy Church is, he is an outstanding guy out there in the world who is basically, helping with disclosure. We know this is the month for disclosure. I don't know what the holdup is, but I know there's a lot of things going on out there and a lot of things that are happening. I notice also that I'm getting some interruptions a little bit here, and I don't know what that's about. Beth, I see you waved. I know this is 20 seconds behind you, but I just gave you something back, and I got nothing but hearts for all you girls out there today. And thank you for joining in. It really means a lot. So, what's on everybody's mind? I mean, here I could do a lot of things here, and you know that I got a big mouth, and I can't wait to get angry tomorrow for my angry segment. Okay, Amazon. I got to bring this up because we're going to do a little bit of a Fauci narrative here today, and I call for this little pricklet of a man to be arrested and demand for everybody to do more. Why is it not being done? Well, actually there are some things being done, and I knew that, but I was trying to push a narrative to you guys to get stronger in your voice, and we'll address what we can of things. Now, if anybody has more things about Trump and what's going on there, yeah, there's still a lot going on there. There's things happening that nobody really knows about. And I appreciate you guys watching with me today. So I'll just say that. But anyway, Fauci decided he was going to do a book before all this blew up in his face, right? And Amazon, now it seems that they have scrubbed and tossed and trashed this whole element. So I guess, they always start out where they give somebody money. Well, that backfired. They're going to have to write that off, right? And then we found out a little bit more information. I posted a message a lot. As soon as I got offline yesterday live with you guys, I hit you all up with a bunch of stuff. Good stuff. I mean, stuff as to what should enlighten you to really where we are. The narrative's always going to change it, of course, but hey, we are who we are. We know what's going on, and there's much information. I tried to put a fast, massive spread out there to you guys. And by the way, I'm back in the studio, Pittsburgh. Hey, I'll get back to Florida soon. Or to the mountain. Depends which mountain I go to from where I'm carving and whatnot. But anyway, so Wuhan, there was a leak there now that comes out from officials, or not officials, but people that worked over there. And it seems that Obama actually, helped a $3.7 million push into everything that Fauci was doing. So the numbers are much greater than this 400,000, possibly 600,000. It seems like over a period of time, it was like 3.7 million. I don't know. Maybe it was just a tip for some dessert. These people don't care. It's not their money. It's your money as the taxpayer. And now the debt that they're creating, just more despicable, terrible issues that are just going to, that are killing the country. But I talk cures, and I think there are cures, and I think they're in the works. I just don't think we're seeing the light of them. You know what I mean by the light, right? Okay. So I'll just say this. Well, while all this is going on, why doesn't somebody arrest Bill Gates? Or is that just a hint? I say things that then they come out. Isn't it weird? But just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. All right. So, So 3.7 million now is falling into the lap of the left. And I guess they'll need to protect that. They'll come up with some kind of repair damage syndrome thing that they do. Everything's a syndrome to those perklets up there, up in Nancy Land and more. But yeah, so, you know, I could care less about Fauci. I mean, where's this going around? Is Fauci dead? Well, you know what? It wouldn't matter to me, really. I could care less about this guy. I know what he did to the public and to humanity of the globe. But this guy's responsible for global deaths. And we don't have to like him. How do you even like a person like that? I don't care how Christian you are. Your fate is your fate in life. I mean, let's go off all the holy books and all these things and narratives of Christianity and prayers. Let's just separate ourselves from that for 1 minute. You know, you get what you deserve in life. And this guy's a criminal. I have no cares about whether he took his last breath, if he even took his last breath. I don't even know. I'm just saying, if this is all true, maybe it's just a narrative of push on the right from some of the guys out there, the patriots, who just making more wishful thinking. Because I sent out a couple things yesterday too where he was arrested. It was just a wishful post. It's people doing things who want to push a narrative to keep positivity, even though it's wrong to do, because it separates fact from truth. But the point is, people are just that disgusted, with where we're at. And I got to say this also, and checking more into the numbers yesterday that I shared and talked about with everybody as far as where we are in America, and my viewpoint of it is the numbers for the government up there is just terrible. I mean, they have no support in any way, shape, or form. They really don't. They're in a fight for their life to not let this blow up in their face. But guess what? The whole plan is exposed. They know it. That's why they blatantly throw it in our face. And that's the only way that they can, push this narrative onto us. A force of power, abuse of power is the force that they will use and come out even stronger now with it. So cyber attack. Yeah, okay. It was Russia. Was it really Russia? Well, Putin will be the first one to tell the American people if he did it. And if he did it, he didn't do it to us. He did it to Joe. He did it to Washington. He did it to the deplorables up there who are pushing this narrative. And that's just the way I feel about it. I keep getting interruptions on here today on my one side. My viewer, I don't know if we're having a hard time streaming here. We'll figure that out at the end, I guess. It'll be what it is. But again, if you're just joining in, I'm Michael Anthony. This is the 10. We are here, 10 o'clock talks. This is the morning summer segment, waking up with me and you, Michael and April, Michael and Beth, Michael and all five of you who I can't see because for some reason, I don't know. It's almost like they don't want me to see what's going on behind True Eyes. No one knows what it's like. Remember the song? Was it The Sad Man? The Bad Man? Anyway, there are. Let's just go off track here for a second and just kind of break the monotony of all this bullshit we live in right now. And I'll ask you to post this for me if you can. I've done things like this before, but not like this. What is the most odd song that comes to your mind? I'll give you mine. Was it Put a Lime in a Coconut? Does anybody remember that? I'm just bringing it up to just clear the mind before we hit this segment a little harder. But I mean, strange titles, strange names, strange lyrics. Does anybody else have one out there? Just asking. Just asking. Just asking. All right. So, yeah, arrest Fauci, dead Fauci, whatever. What we do know, the mask lies are dead, aren't they? No, if Fauci's not dead, at least the representation of the master dead. We know in our minds now what this is, where it was. Gates, arrest him, if he hasn't already been. There's been some word around the water cooler in the Pentagon that there was a raid on one of his properties. What was that about? I don't know, but it is out there. If you look and research, I haven't sent it out to anybody. I know Lucy has a few articles on this that show some substance and credibility. She might have shared it if anybody knows Lucy, a rock star down in Florida. She's also a medium psychic, in case nobody knows that. We talk a lot, and there's a lot of connections of things with her and how she comes across her informations and her little gated community of friends and so forth that's shared to me up here or down there, depending on where I'm at in the world when I do this. Anyway, let's talk about gold for a second. And there's a whole different gold value now. I mean, it's just not in a mineral of weight, or a color or a necklace or a chain. But, with these cyber attacks, it's coming in different ways. Meats are going to be gold. Lumber's going to be gold. And they are gold already. When you have these cyber attacks and things like this, it's a push of narrative. If Russia did it or not, whatever, as I was saying earlier, just puts us in a different place, in a different light. And be prepared. Be prepared as we step forward. Even if the possibility is this new stimulus for June really going to come out and hit your bank accounts, I don't know. What difference will it really make? Again, I don't know. But I can only tell you that we are going to be in a different place. Gradually, slow right now. I don't see anything being pushed hard. The hard push was the meat plant, chicken, poultry, whatever you want to call it, combine that little terminology there. Pork, beef, 22,500 heads of cattle that had to be destroyed. I don't get how all the harvesting of the animals work and the protein supplies of the meats and so forth enter into the Americas and everywhere else. But we do know it was a huge issue. Did this actually happen as far as the cattle? When you have a false narrative going on, and if it is not true, maybe we're just not in that place, but they're in the place of your pocket, okay, if you get my drift. And maybe that might be where it is, and that's why I'm saying we have a different type of gold going on now in America and throughout the globe in different ways as well. So, you're going to pay in gold prices for things that you are going to need. And much higher rates, and I mean, cars. Come on, now cars and trucks, 100 grand. Okay, houses were. Come on, I mean, I bought a lot of them. I really did. I never touched a house for 100 grand. I didn't have to. I mean, I did a different element of what I was doing on buying and whatnot, and but still, I mean, when you look at where we're going, where we're headed, and then now all of a sudden, sonic planes. That's a real, yeah, we're going to have sonic planes again, okay? It doesn't matter about the fuel, does it? Is that a green deal? But it's a we must do. So there's a narrative switch. we're going to do this whole new Green Deal, but yet we're only going to put it in place where we feel it's necessary. So they want to get you places in half the time. Okay, I don't see that being solar powered. No, I just don't. I just don't. Will ticket prices be higher? Oh, I'm sure they'll get absorbent. No doubt there. So yeah, some new Green Deal when you're going to start motivating people to put these sonic planes back on. We know we had them before. We know their capabilities, and they can really, really work and work well. All right, so the Supreme Court, in a 9-0 vote, um, kind of grew some balls. Oh, but true. They did. And no one that deserves to get in will get in. And they basically now have pushed limits on the federal judges to say you don't have this control any longer to decide who's going to get in and who deserves to get in, which means that will help the border issue to some degree. It's not going to cure it. I also was brought up to me and said, Mike, say something about, the children and what's going on down at the border. I've always talked about this, and I don't mind doing it again because I know they follow me and I know they're posting me in private messenger groups. I don't know if any of you guys are aware how many that I'm involved out there beyond groups here. I have messenger groups. I probably never shared this with you, where we have 20 to 30 people in many groups outside of postings on Facebook, but we are now posting and have been posting through messenger groups, collecting people of strong and informational areas with people who are doing researches and stuff. And we're doing a lot of plugs together of things and sharing. I just thought I'd put that out there because a lot of people, take Messenger out of the scenario, and they're not monitoring Messenger. I guarantee you, what they remove off post and fact check, they will never do it in Messenger. At least not yet. Maybe my mouth here explaining to you now may enlighten somebody to do it, and I hope not. But the truth of the matter is, so anyway, this comes across to me, Michael. I think you should address this. And it was about children and the border and the crisis. But I think now with the Supreme Court doing what they're doing, that's gonna put somewhat of a control mechanism down there because we know Harris is never going to show up down there. Biden's never going to show up. They're just using, figure faces, and you're giving them titles and a great paycheck to go there and pretty much sit and just be a face. Because they're changing nothing, even in their positions to be there, except to try to stop you from taking pictures. Like if you're Senator Ted Cruz or some of his constituents that went there, and whatever, they grew a set of balls, right? They went there and they investigated. But where's that investigation? Are they keeping us up on anything really, or are they more worried about getting into our pockets to say, hey, we're not going to use big tech anymore for running for office? We're going to come to you and ask you for a few bucks instead. 5, 10, 15, 20, and then you can tell that they're asking for more. But maybe they are trying to run cleaner, and maybe Trump told them, or maybe just now they're coming to realize we got to separate ourselves from these freaking people out here in this world who are causing all this devastation. But one guy and one family is starting to reign strong. And he asked a lot of very serious but good questions. And I just want to put a support mechanism out there because to me, the Kennedy name is pretty strong, and not all of them have been good. Not all of them. There's been some that have been caught in some areas of questionability and death and this and that. And if people look into the Kennedy family, you'll find out who those were. But the guy that's up there, Mr. Kennedy, that's up there, he's reaching out for some help. And I will say this, if you watch any of his questions, when they're bringing these negative people in and the people who are just, pretty much screwing over America, he's really putting them on the spot. He's intelligent. There's no doubt in my mind that he doesn't have good ethics in his head. And he's very strong that way. And he is getting things done. He's putting people on the spot, and he's calling them out. And that's part of what I said. Where's the cure? I want you to know there are cures occurring all the time. It's just I'm trying to push a motivation to the American people, and global, for the ones who watch me overseas and so forth who do get this. At times they do. They get it. It's shared and streamed. But, yeah, to give you a better enlightenment of where we are. And Kennedy's really pushing this. So if you can help Kennedy, I mean, he seems to be a good person. I'm not telling anybody to dig deep into your pocket. I'm not one that goes for that. There was a major breakup actually that went on over the last couple days between somebody in ufology and different things about opinions. And this is where I stand on these opinions because there's some of us that come in here. April, you're one of them. And I'm going to mention you, sweetheart, because it makes a difference. But there are some people out there in the world who really push for disclosure in many different ways, in many facets. Truths of America, history of America, UFOs, of course, yeah, and other suppressed histories. There's a lot of good people and a lot of good shows out there. But this is like a radio broadcast guy, and they had a problem because the partnership that he went in with to do their radio talk and YouTube live channel and so forth got into a big conflict about, hey, I want to bring people in and start selling products. And this is what the irritating part for me is. To me, yeah, I could do it too. I've been approached by it too. I had a couple conversations with people that I turned it down. I don't need a 10 o'clock talk shirt. I mean, yeah, maybe people would want that. And if it would benefit children, benefit something of the world, I don't need my pocket to have anything or receive anything. And that's where Conflict Radio stood on this. The founder of Conflict Radio said straight out, look, I'm not worried about selling coffee. I want to come across to people and do my segment in its entirety without interruption of this type of thing. Well, that didn't work out very well with his secondhand narrator that was with him. And good guy, smart guy, talks great, has a lot to say, has a lot of information. But I guess ties do break in scenarios like that. They just do. So it's sad when that happens. And that's why I don't try to push anything. I never will. I don't want to ask, people for money. Never want to do that. No, because money's the root of all evil, but a device of living. And it's for the people to choose how they want to do things. But I do want to let you just know, if you're getting this all, there are some people looking in a different narrative of how the politics will be in the future, of who they're going to stay away from. And if they stay away from people like this, that gives us a little bit bigger of a trust as to who they are and what type of reputation and what they stand for. Because we're not in a good place. We know that. We're not in a good place. Now, I want to get back to, with that said, I just want to get back to this. And hey, check out Conflict Radio. They're coming up on the 100th episode. And I think I'm gonna push to talk to Michael a little bit more about getting with him and doing some conversations with him, and it'll be a big spread of word if I can do that for sure. He's not gigantic like some people, and I ain't. I'm not either. I ain't bad at English, but I ain't. I'm who I am, doing what I can. I want to talk just for a minute back up about this Supreme Court doing that and getting some order at the border, and go back to this personal question to me. And it was about the children and all these things. And I see all these videos. I see all these little things, the clips that come out and whatnot. And I've always said this. I brought this up months ago about the ghost children. Now, a lot of people might not know what the ghost children is. This has nothing to do with what they call spirit cooking. That's not like that. That's another very despicable issue that we could get into at some point if people want to. It's up to you to let me know that, and I'll be glad to do it and share it. But ghost children are the kids that come in don't even know their names. They may know their first names, but they don't know their names. They don't. And what happens to children like that? Well, as we're finding out that there are places in certain areas of certain states where these children came in, and the numbers are not even truly right. We knew a couple months ago, I believe, or 6 weeks ago at least, that there was over 20,000 children, and many of them were so young, they did not know their names. And they're being affected and being raped and everything else at this border situation. Yes, I know that. And these ghost children, they don't even know who they are. And these are the ones that these coyotes and more look for. They look for the youngest of the young, and they kidnap them, and they put them into the trafficking scenarios that we deal with in Mexico, in America, and other places of other borders and so forth, and all the way up as they're coming here. again, a lot of questions on how all these people are getting here looking so refreshed and they got their charged cell phones that are still working. Yeah, they're in a 1,000-mile walk getting here to America, but yet their phone never went dead. I mean, come on, they all got little solar things and stuff. No, no, come on, we know better. So, yeah, with the ghost children, it's a very, very bad issue that does exist out there. It's always been one of the worst topics of the trafficking, but it is for real, and the HST and the HT. And we do need to cover and try to help these children. I know they're looking for many homes. They're saying they got like 20,000 children. I think it's actually like two times that amount of what had occurred and what came in and the periods of time that we knew about. We know that just because of how many hotel rooms were being rented at the cost when I went over that with you guys just a couple weeks ago. And I talked to you about all the cost, and now that is an open investigation going on. So there are a lot of cures out there. Again, are they all in the right places at the right time? I don't know. I mean, we all have that opinion that it may not be so. That's mine. I don't agree with everything, but maybe you have to attack in their positions what you can attack and what you can go after in a good way to try to figure out where life is and what's going on in this world. And, we know Marjorie's had her hands full. They tried to suppress her voice and much, much more. So when these things occur, that's what happens. That's what happens. Okay, so anyway, we got to, maybe open up our hearts and our arms and try to figure out a cure for them children. There's no doubt, and I've never turned children away. I've never been against that. My thought was, we really need to look for a cure for those kids coming in, especially the ones that don't even know their names and don't even know where they came from in many ways, or don't speak English to even express from their language. And so they come in, they're just dumbfounded. Yeah, do we have what do they call linguinists, language people? Not linguini. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to make a mockery of a joke to this. This is so very serious, but you can only hope that things in good ways come for this, because we do have to protect the children. There's just no doubt about it. We have to protect the children. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a statement that I learned recently, and it's being talked about more in overseas and so forth. And they put a new title onto some things. They're calling this a synthetic chemical warfare. Synthetic chemical warfare. Something on the I don't know. They create these new words sometimes, it seems, and they're opening their eyes like we are, and they're sharing much information that they have found that we can't even find because Google 86'd it. About meaning they got rid of it. They're not allowing us to see all of everything that their computers have to show on many topics. And it's a mouthful, and it really is a mouthful. But you got Gates and Kissinger who have both. Now you can remember Henry, right? Henry Kissinger. What a douche he is, and we know that. And there's many of those out there, but they're out there. They really are. And these are who we really need to go and attack after. These two clowns right here are in cahoots together. And yes, did they buy Fauci out? Did they buy Fauci into the dirt to the other side to help put this together? Well, there was many involved, but these were the clowns that we need to address. And Gates is not alone that needs to be addressed and arrested, but so does Henry Kissinger by far. And I mean, you might as well just take him and put him right into a hole. Okay, that's how dirty Kissinger is, and for how long Kissinger's been dirty. Don't even he deserves a nothing, and you'll find that out too. You really will. So anyway, they got this new thing, and their new goal is to try to do this. If we can't in America, they're going to try to start extraditing these people. And that's where the work comes together between the different militaries. Okay, and that's how they're putting this together. But I don't think that they're even happy about how this time slot is working. They know that we need this done much faster. So maybe August 15th is a real turnaround date of event, and I'll just say it to you that way. And try not to type too much that uses any of Trump's names too hard. Anything that signifies him right now would be heat in the kitchen. for what he's doing, and that August so-called date and whatnot. So yeah, just keep that in mind, and keep the pressure of the fight for you and for America and the globe to see who does see it when you share. Um, Keep that push of negativity back to let them know that we are not standing down to anything other narrative of push. Because even on my way home yesterday, I was listening to the radio. Now the radio has these amusing, very amusing how we're going to open back up and everything's going to be perfect and the American reset. No, it's it's called the American Republic now. Anyway, um, it might be true. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, yeah, so they're pushing now tons of money into radio to push for this number for you to get the you know where I'm going with that, the jab, the Frankensteiner, and so forth, the new commercials that I explained yesterday. But now it's in radio. I didn't know it was in radio like that. I didn't, and then I heard it, and I'm like, get the out of here, really? So I turned it up and listened really close, and of course it's the DJs doing it. And they're pushing this to the public now, and I'm sure there's big bucks coming in to support because they're grasping at air. They for some reason they have to get so many done. And to me, it just comes back to what we already know, what we've learned. And again, I've told everybody, look up Dr. Tenpenny. If you haven't, she's been the most vocal in the last week. Check out what she said. And then I found out also that she was on Wendy Bell, and she did a pretty good documentary of information, a drop of information of where they are on this. If you look into something Wendy Bell did, Beth could probably help you with that as well. Um, Ask Beth. She's a knowledge of book with this with me. She helps me in a lot of ways. She does. And but I know she keeps a lot of data. I don't. I try to destroy my data. I don't keep it real long. I want my things and my histories and everything to be deleted and flushed out as much as possible. Even some of my things, I lift them, I take them off. When I get involved with my postings, I leave them there for a while. I let them linger. People, you make their comments, and they all go dead. You know that. As they move down the line, and I get rid of them. I just do. I know them up here. I do forget things. Sure, I'm human. That happens. Okay. So Dems and Sciences, and where we are with that. And they're in their own failure process right now. And that's why I guess they're choosing to go with this manufactured now radio. Radio, hey, we want you. We got to have you. We need your arm. I mean, this sick push of freaking what? People don't want this thing, but they're going to keep pushing it. They're going to keep pushing it, and you'll see all that's coming out. And this only admits their failure. Okay, this actually is just their way of admittance to how much this plan and how smart people of America and in the globe really were to all this, and what they knew early on, and what we now know. And proof is even there. We no longer need to question it. We don't. And we no longer need to try to wake up people who refuse to wake up. It's going to be what it is, just like I said yesterday. But what I want you to know about the Dems and the sciences, even when sciences are no longer helpful to them, they get rid of them. They don't care. And that's where I saw the fall of Fauci and how that was going to be and how that would occur. And as I hear it always in front of you now. And there's more coming that I could comment on. I want to wait for tomorrow because I want to do my angry segment. I really do. I'm going to talk some UFO disclosure with you guys too. And, I might do that towards the end. I'm not planning on doing like this long 3-hour thing. It'll go however long it goes or until they kill me. And sometimes they do that. Although, again, we've been pretty good. So anyway, the Dems and the sciences are no longer in agreement on any of this. They're just not. So the new narrative under the CIA programs of these programs that were put together many, many years ago are the ones of the voices now. So you can put a lot behind you. They're going to push the media more, and now it's going to be more open, I guess, on radio even, which blew me away to hear that part. because it makes me not want to listen to some of these stations. I don't support who supports. I don't. I don't. I'm going to get back to burning my own CDs, and that's whatever you want to call them, DVDs. Yeah. Anyway, the music ones. I'll burn them. I don't care. I'll have my own, what I want of my own, and not have to listen to their voice. They mean nothing to me that way. I hope you follow me with that. I really do. Because even when you're listening to music on YouTube and some of these things, it's all commercialized. 3 minutes into a song, it's just getting into the good part, and all of a sudden we're talking about the saddest thing in the world, or you need to now get a vax. I mean, come on, this is ridiculous. That's just coming in all angles because their plan failed. They're embarrassed. But yet they don't even care to be embarrassed because they have no morals. They just push a new narrative and they come out the next day with another smile on their face. I mean, these are just our. I could just, yeah. Anyway, Friday. That's tomorrow, isn't it? It's going to come before I'm ready to even do it. But that's okay. I'll walk into it blind if I have to. So, yeah, so these sciences mean nothing no more to them, but they mean a lot to us because they are very helpful in our fight. And that's why they jumped off board with that. And they're going to try to take us on in a different manner to try to pull us away from it. We're not going to be sucked into their little game plan there, okay? Don't get sucked into it. Stay with the information. Because honestly, science has told us a lot, and we know from the beginning where we stand on that and how we have benefited from it. It's just sad that so many were blind to it, and that's the truth. Because none of us really know the long term. We know the early effects. We don't know the long term effects. For the ones out there right now that say, "Yeah, I got this double thing, man. I'm double dying good." Yeah, for how long? We don't. These are issues we don't know, and maybe they'll have no impact on a lot of people. Or maybe the formula was changed. They're allowed to change anything at any given time that they want. And that's why I said in the early stages, where Trump himself said that him and the First Lady received this. What did they get? A vitamin B shot? I don't know. Because if he was to get a shot, and he would have wound up in 3 days to go DOA. I mean, wow, would that have been an eye opener to the. So they had to have done something, because again, the circle around him was a very despicable group. To me, they were implants, a long-term plan that where they utilized these people. And Trump pulled them in, and that wasn't the best thing that he did, but he got through it. He still made many great changes for America and put us on the right track. So, hats off to you, brother, President. I mean that in the best way I can. I just talk the way I talk at times. I don't know. So yeah, check out your science as always, and I think if you follow them even more, you're going to see a lot more good things come to surface on where we are, where we're going, where we're heading. So I'm going to throw something at you here that might open your eyes just a little bit. I don't want to come out here, sit, yell, scream, and try to be the force of your day, okay? I'm sorry. I'm going to leave that to the professionals. I'm just going to stay calm today because tomorrow's going to be so hot. It's going to be mind-boggling. No, I don't know. Maybe it will be. I'll come out the best I can, Maybe I'll have a shot. No, but not that kind. I don't know. Maybe some Jack or something. I don't know, or Jack and Coke just to vibe myself. Anyway, COVID. You know how to spell it, right? Well, in Hebrew, it's been come to my attention. It's called devok, okay, which means possession by evil spirits. Yeah, ancient history, biblical things, Sumerians, and more. I'm just saying, okay? You get where I'm going with this. But yeah, that's what it means in reverse, okay? Possession by evil spirits. There's something different, right? I mean, I don't know. Just saying. I have a lot of Christians that look out there. I'm with your beliefs. I'm not against you. Not in any way. I'm all for you. Stay strong in this fight. We need you. We need the prayers. Whatever makes harmony and karma great in the universe, keep doing it. Keep doing it. So there were some more oil refinery fires also um, in Iran that have just taken place and that people are posting within the last week and so forth. So these are all isolated spots of incidents that they're trying to. I don't know who's if it's of the good or the bad, but somebody's blowing the shit up out of some of these places and stopping their productions as well. Now, is it the evil ones that the military's working on? I don't know 100% for sure, but I wanted to throw that little narrative in there also because when I say gold, meats, lumber, oil, gasoline, fuels, diesel fuels, all the above, they're killing the whole structure of how to keep the essentials in America for the people. And that's why products are going to become of gold prices in ways, in many, many ways, and overpriced beyond what anything is net worth, but it will happen, it will occur. And not just that, the supply will dwindle. It will dwindle. And certain things will sit on shelves that nobody's just going to choose to say, I'm not paying that for that. And we know we've all been there. So I wanted to just put that out to you that another strike in another area, just not here to talk about it in the United States, but let's not try to report too much on it to the United States either, which means they're just at their job. Now, who is it at the job? I don't know. But the way I see it now, it's in the narrative that fits the Biden administration. And I can only put it together that way. So I wanted to share that with you because I think it's an important factor. It gets off base where we're at, but it's still on base with where we're at. Okay, the Red Cross says if you receive the vax, you cannot now donate plasma, blood, etc., etc., etc. How's that grab you? So where I was concerned sometime back, way before anybody even thought that this come out of their mouth, where it come from mine, and I know that for a fact. Uh, I do. I look at what goes on enough to know. I've always said once you get this, it changes your blood, and we know that it does change your makeup of your blood in ways. And that's why people have cardiac arrest and blood clotting, et cetera, et cetera. And some people have different DNA patterns do have more severities of issues with this. But maybe now the blood banks who were really trying to fill with blood and they were doing their little promotions and stuff when people get their shot, don't forget to get blood at the blood bank. And not maybe not everyone was doing that or promoting that. Now you got the Red Cross coming through saying, no, we're not gonna be able to accept this anymore. They either have enough, or what they're trying to say to us is, you can no longer in any way mix the two elements of people who have received this, which opens up another whole can of worms of truth that we already know, but medically we don't know all of it. So the plasma, and I believe these are sometimes used in bone marrows and everything else for cancers and organ transplants and just different things, is no longer going to be an acceptable thing that you'll be able to do. And you're going to have to watch yourself as we get older. We are not young. I feel 22. I do. April, how old do you feel if you're still on? I don't know who's all on. I'm sorry. Let me click this here and see if it will. Dave Glovin came in. So being Jewish means I become an evil spirit. You are an evil spirit. Have you not looked at all these minutes you have sent me? Jeez. Anyway, no, but seriously, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. But I brought that up a long time ago about the blood thing and about, hey, you get in an accident or you need a blood transfusion after a surgery. That's the separation and the scary part for us who have refused. And I think we are going to be the salvation of the world. We're going to be the pure ones. And they don't want that. They want purity gone. They want the world to be as they want it, these evil. I'm angry tomorrow. I'll say the word. Keep children away. Keep children away. I got anger in me. I just need to get it out. I need to have a really good segment where, I can talk a lot. I can say a lot. I can think a lot. I can think fast and I can think clearly. Sometimes, age does catch up to you. But I do a pretty damn good job at it. And, I have a lot to say. And I got a lot of anger inside me that I need to get out and share with you guys. They're just words. And my belief this is too. Unless you're only using words towards people, they're bad, actually. Like if you tell someone to go F themselves, I mean, to me, that's being negative. But if you just use an F bomb and just, and it happens to slip out or whatever, however, where you don't have to try to think to catch yourself before everything you say because of how you are. Now, I'm not a bad person, but I have used these words. It is what it is. You get me. You know where I'm coming from, man. All right. So anyway, yeah, the blood thing, and it's just strange because there's so many different ways. And I want to bring up something else again that still sticks in my head. And I talked about this to you guys. These swabs, and I'm just bringing up something that I wanted to get to you on that, because I think it's really important. Now, where the hell did I write it? I don't know. I know I made notes. I had a couple tablets, and then I had a friend that ran into a scenario that I got an early phone call on that needed to talk, and I always try to, extend support. And I think you guys would too. Everyone out there, man, woman, child, if somebody needs a little bit, it is what it is. You try to help them the best you can. But anyway, these swabs are basically poison, and they're cancer causing, and they're soaked in something. Oh God, I'm at a loss of thought. I wrote it down, but I must have put it somewhere on one of my other tablets, and I'm very angry at myself right now for doing that. Let me just look through here real quick. Let me look. Yeah, I don't know what. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, test swab reminders. Um, ethylene, ethylene oxide. This is dangerous shit, and these are all stuck in there, and they jab them up into you, and they rub it. Basically, these are cancer enhancers. So everybody going out there to be tested multiple times every time, these in themselves are another situation of what will or could possibly, under weak immune systems and everything else, kick off other ailments. I want you to look into what I told you about these swabs. I hope you did. I haven't heard from anybody back saying, yeah, wow, Mike, I didn't know that. I wish somebody would have, but it didn't come that way. Dave, I know you're on, okay? And I'm not getting everything here, or you're coming through, you're jumping out. As soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to go to a different device and we'll try that live stream for a half hour. We'll see how that works out. We'll get that somewhere working so it can give you peace of mind. Anyway, now we have another new thing too, and there's breaking news to some degrees on this with immune systems, vitamin C, B12, D3, the things that are good for you. But there's also what they're called now some biological meds that are like collagen support, high protein supports. They're supposedly really good. Women might want to know this, and maybe some men. It doesn't matter who's taking it. It works on both sexes. Yes, we do have more than one sex. No matter what they tell you, no matter what they tell you. Just because I can make my chest do that doesn't mean that I don't know if you could catch that. When I was young and healthy, it worked better. But anyway, it's a joke. Just joking. But anyway, yeah. So it's a new facet that's being released, and this is positivity because these are issues of what we know of secret medicines and so forth that they did not want released. Pharma always controlled this. Let's not forget that. Pharma is the king. Pharma is the medical side of everything that works within the hospitals and everywhere else that says you must be tested 10 times before we can make an accurate diagnosis. When you utilize everything and you pay in all those deductibles or your copays, then we'll let you know if we can help you. And that's what they want you to do. They want to put you through this negative chain of events, even though they hear you saying, I got this pain in my neck and I hear this clicking. Oh, well, we're going to have to check to see if you had a stroke first. And I know that that's true. I know somebody that just happened to. They were checked for a stroke because they had a little bit of what do you call, spinny, vertigo. And, I went and I helped these people out. And they sent them all for the wrong test. These aren't even tests that qualify for someone who says, when I turn my neck, I get a buzzing or an electrical jolt. That is a nerve issue in your neck. It has nothing to do with you having a fucking stroke, okay? This is the part that really irritates me in this world and what these doctors are doing. You might want to change doctors and go to the younger people who have a different ideology of medicine and curing people, okay? Because these too many people in the medical field have been bought out by this, and that's how they get their paychecks and their cuts from them. And that's why if you look at the thing, the x-ray says, oh, it was $1,750, but your insurance company only has to pay $51, and you have a copay of $50. But yet, if you have no insurance and you fall between all these lines, you owe $1,750. Now, how the hell is that even right? Come on. And then they want you to have multiple tests. It's unreal. They pressure you to have medical insurance. They pressure you where it doesn't matter. That's why Trump was trying to do the best he could under it. And now, of course, we're going to have, where is it anyway? Where is this new Biden healthcare shit? Where the hell is he? His narratives, or whoever's narrative up there pulling all the strings, you know what I mean? Where are they? Where is this? Why is it taking so long? You know? Narratives, evidently. Something more important on your mind? You know, like the deaths of Americans and global deaths of humanity. To me, that's what I find. And when you have a guy with morals such as Biden that he's had and his ideologies, and we can't have blacks in our skulls or create a jungle. Yeah, come on. I mean, this, if anybody's racist, look into his history, look into his comments, because he was a total F, right? I mean, is he not? He's just a liar, a deceitful son of a bitch that should not be walking. I mean, you know, it's not our call on what he can do. And even Gerald Ford said this. Gerald Ford brought this up many years ago, and I remember this. It was kind of like a secret documentary thing that was leaked actually years ago, where he said there will be a time when a man and a woman comes in and she will become vice president, and then the president will die shortly after. You heard what I said, okay? And then she will reign supreme. And then, as we know, the politics of the world will never be the same. Don't know if that's good enlightenment or bad enlightenment, but it's true. Look up Gerald Ford, look at some of his speeches. Hopefully you can find it. I know it's out there. I've actually caught it many times, and well, not many times. I've seen it a couple times, without a doubt. And I thought that would just be good to share to you because of where we are with everything and how everything is like a planted seed and to America of this big lockstep. And this came from lockstep. Unequivocally, I know it came from the Rockefellers. Now, do I know the Rockefeller family personally? No, but I know knowledge, and I know what I have seen in my own near 40 years of doing things like this that ties all this deep state together. And at some point in my life, I didn't know this was all going to be real. I came across things and just thought, but boy, isn't it all real? But anyway, Project Lockstep, I told everybody about it. And it comes down in different other programs where other people talked about it, but I don't think that they were just talking about it. I think they were communication adjectives to one another by so many syllables, skip so many words, and take so many issues from it. It creates a sentence if you collect all the letters. And I did that several times, and I had found encoded messages. And we know that there are encoded messages, even as early into the Bible. If you go in there, you got names of presidents in the Bible, if you look. It's almost like history and all this has all been a virtual plan, maybe in some way, or a holographic. I'm just saying, I'm not pushing that narrative, but it makes you wonder when you can go in and you can pull out things like this. And is it just coincidence that, like a puzzle, you know how you do a puzzle and you go so many down this to that word, but then all of a sudden you create this. You might have all the puzzle pieces, right? But do that on a page of a Bible, and I can give you pages to look up, tell you how many lines to go down with verse, blah, 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 and different things. And there is a name, plain as day, of a president. It's pretty amazing, and it makes you just wonder, because royalty, names, bloodlines all come from the man. And that's why I told you, when a man writes a book, it's just from a man. Okay? And that is true. And were these narratives put in there for some reason? Was names such as this taken up so they would meet and match and for people to find, or just of certain people to find and know to be able to read. Because you can read a Bible and you can read, like, a couple pages. And sometimes you got to read it 5, 6, 7 times to really get clarity on the message. And there are certain parts of books like that out there that have been written. Yeah. So anyway, that's Thursday. That's not the wrap up for the week, of course. I'm going to definitely talk to you guys tomorrow. I have a lot that I want to say. Again, I appreciate everything you guys do. Your shares are going to help the message get out, basically. And I just hope to be able to do that and better numbers to. I'm going to call it the last. People would sell their property that have a last like party. I can't remember the term that they used. That's the part of getting old. You do lose fragments of memory and things, but yeah, that's like anyway, that's where I'm at in life. Sometimes things just skip from my mind. Anyway, it's all good. It's all good. And Dave, if you're on, I'm gonna call you when I get off here. We'll try to do that live thing pre-Friday that we talked about. I don't know what else to tell you, brother. I don't know. And any of you guys that want to jump in tomorrow night, if you want to share out going live tomorrow on 10 o'clock talks tonight night session segment, please do it. Let's get a bunch of people in there who can, get together with their opinions and all their validations of everything that's going on. Every once in a while, I get these things, girls, that say you wave, and I don't know if that means that you got bumped out and had to come back in. Has this morning been that bad as far as where we stand with where we are with people in the world? I don't know. Are they trying to crush Michael Anthony this morning? Anyway, I do want to say I want to thank everybody for your friendship, your friends' requests. I don't know why I'm attracting all these girls with Kathy and Chucky and all this shit. And they're like little pictures. The narrative of pushing all this sexual shit around. I want real people friendship. I'm always hitting delete, and you guys probably see them too. All that crazy narrative push out there that Facebook does allow. What time is it? We're at 10:58. Interesting. What's everybody going to do today? Does anybody want to tell me what they're going to do today? Somebody share a thought with me. Waving just one person watching broadcast. Wave will let you know when they are watching. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Dave, I guess you guys hear this. You don't. It's all good. Maybe it wasn't the type of episode everyone's looking forward to, but not everyone's going to be to everybody's liking. But got to stay strong. We got to remain together. We got to be all for one and one for all if we're going to win America. And, in ways we already have. What was once the United States of America will now be the U.S. American Republic. 19. You guys are rock stars. You're the warriors. Stay strong. Hey, hit me up by Messenger, whatever. We can do FaceTime, whatever. I got some free time today. It's going to rain. I'm going to be in. The one thing before I go, I'm not joking about your supplies. No. Be careful. Don't overkill. Be careful. I'm thinking the biggest window could happen up to 10 days to 2 weeks. And that's too long. We're going to have a lot of things lost. If you do smart shop. All right, just got a notification about Fauci. I think he ran away. No, I know he did. He's on the run. If I didn't say that to you, he's on the run, without a doubt. Yeah, he was to turn state evidence and work with the military tribunal units. And I mentioned yesterday what he did. He took off. There's no doubt. Anyway, you guys have a great day. And remember, arrest Gates, arrest Kissinger. That is our goal. Arrest. Voice that out. Post that. Let Facebook know you're doing it. It's a comment. They will not cut you. They can't cut you. It's not a fact yet. Understand? It's an observation of an opinion. So stay strong with that. You guys have a great day. I will see you tomorrow, and we are going to go hot.